I will start off on this, for the effort that's gone into this report and the time, etc., etc. I am concerned, however, I think there is some information lacking in here, and I'm not comfortable at this meeting to suggest that a decision is made tonight. My suggestion would be that, following on from the options A, B and C, that we rule out tonight option C and ask for further work to be done on option A and option B, and with further information to be brought back to this committee. Obviously, there's other recommendations within this report, item 1 and item 3, and we can come to that after the end of this discussion. But that's the way that I will be proposing to take this item forward. Now, if you want some other comments? Councillor Shine.
Well, I mean, my first comment would be, I'm not sure, but if you thought the information was lacking, I'm not sure why you didn't ask officers before the meeting to get the information that you thought was lacking. Have you had discussions with officers on this item?
I have, as you have, Councillor Shine, I'm sure. But the information, I think the figures need some more work, specifically in option A and option B. As I said, it's a very comprehensive report, but I believe that some further work is required on the figures that we provided for options A and option B.
Well, I mean, I share some sympathy that there are some issues with the figures. Can I suggest that when this extra work's being done, that it includes an option to keep the service properly in-house? I can't see any reason why Barnet Council officers should be incapable of running a high-quality service. In fact, I think they are capable, and I think that should be added back in when we get this extra information for the future report.
I also endorse Councillor Shannon's comment. I'd like to perhaps hear from you what else you think is missing. I'm curious.
As I said, I think there's some discrepancies between options A and options B in terms of the figures, and I think we need to have a breakdown of how those figures have been arrived.
And would you be in favour of Councillor Shannon's proposal?
If officers can come up with something that works, then I'm happy for it to be considered. And that is what we're asking officers to come away with for further works of option A and option B. And if such a thing within those options it's revealed that some other method or other way of doing it that has it in-house, then the officers have to come up with how that is done.
And are you asking this to come through to the next environment committee, or are you talking about this going to the full council?
No, I think for these further discussion, I think it's much more appropriate for this to come to this committee for us to have an in-depth discussion as opposed to a full council. I think it's much more, make proper serious decisions and a proper discussion as this committee.
Can I just ask, I mean, I agree. Can I just ask that we do explicitly ask officers to report fully back on proper in-house option as part of their next report?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly. Councillor Oldby.
Yes, Chairman, I think that what Councillor Simon was asking for was actually one of the 7 options on the previous, and we decided not to go along with that then. So I would clearly suggest that we want more work on options A and B, and we leave it at that.
Councillor Alban.
Yeah, that is, I think, what Councillor Shine was suggesting, which I would second. And I think that was a premature ruling out of decent alternative. We didn't at the time say we're going to rule out, make that as the only decision. We wanted a comparator of a deep, proper in-house option, as well as a 2P option, as well as delivering via a mixed 2P in-house option. So I welcome this day of revisiting decisions. I think it's healthy for all levels of government to consider options, and I think we should add that back in clearly before we
Councillor Salinger and then Councillor Dickey.
The problem with the in-house, completely in-house option is, Mr. Baker, tell me if I'm completely wrong, is that there are no in-house staff.
They're here.
The senior management of the street scene service are not there in-house. And you need to go and read the report which came to the audit committee a few several months ago, which outlined exactly what the problems were and which couldn't be addressed, and which was why the changes had to be made.
This is
And
so
the
out of
chances
order.
of resurrection
Respectful to
worthwhile
our members,
effort.
absolutely.
So
They're working well without the senior management.
The biggest delay is costing you more money in the long run. Delay is costing you money through agency staff. I'm sorry to say that, but it is costing you more money in the long run. I mean, I'm an agency worker.
Sorry, sir.
How much do we spend on agency workers?
Yeah.
20 million a year?
Sorry.
Can I just refer you to
You should
page
apologise.
110 of the papers, page 26 of the report, where staff were asked to indicate to what extent they supported or opposed each of the shortlisted options. And in relation to option A and option B, option A was strongly supported by 60% of those who responded. 10 to support added another 16% to that. Nobody strongly opposed. And if we look at option B, the figures were almost identical other than one person. And therefore, I do not understand on what basis we have to say that other than that there was staff support for options A and slightly fractionally less for option B. If we look at the public consultation, option A was the highest number, but option B was only slightly less. So options A and B were broadly, if not explicitly supported. Option C was significantly less so, but that has been dropped.
I mean, Councillor Zinke is being rather misleading. He's quoting percentages. That's 15 people, 15 members of that option. And if you ask a certain, but if you don't consult on all the options in the consultation, it's hardly surprising that you don't get the, you get the answer you're seeking, which is not the full answer if you ask the proper questions and consulted fully on a full range of options.
That is simply not true, because if you look at the outsourced option, the same people strongly opposed outsourcing.
25 members of staff responded.
25
That was their choice.
Typical Barnet consultation.
Councillor Schneiderman, Councillor Zinke speaking, there's quite a few that needs to be marketed.
I mean, if it's being said that the consultation exercise was not properly done, I don't understand that, because the message of the consultation exercise is very clear. Those who responded were absolutely opposed to outsourcing, and that has been accepted and option C has been dropped. And were entirely supportive, strongly supportive of options A and B.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not.
Councillor Orban.
I think, Councillor Zinkin, if very few people respond to a consultation, you can't then start quoting percentages. That's the way statistics work, otherwise you're misleading. So the fact that many people didn't respond gives you the indication of what their views are. It's not only those who respond.
That is simply not the case.
You can't rely
because
on
it is
25
absolutely
people.
clear that
Councillor Zinke, let Councillor Orban finish and then you can respond.
And in terms of the point from the mayor-elect, I think what we asked for in terms of the option was It's not to say we will definitely have in-house option and nothing else. The fact that you're not even willing to look at it properly and consider it as part of the option evaluation isn't something to be concerned about. So why not allow officers to go ahead, put together an in-house option and compare it to the other two?
I simply do not understand how you can say this was not a representative response when it is very clear
It's stupid,
that there
isn't
was...
it?
Sorry, excuse me, sir,
Oh, I'm not asked to talk, sorry.
Come to the depot tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, councillors. Come down to me.
Doesn't get
We
up
meet
till
the guys
half
down the
8,
street and ask them a consultation
Right,
of
I'll hand them a bit of
450
paper for
workers.
you.
And they will tell you the truth.
They didn't even know they were working there.
Okay. Does
that surprise you?
There was a very clear distinction between options A and B and option C. And option C has as a result been dropped. And therefore it is perfectly reasonable to do further work on options A and B.
Maybe, I'm asking David's time.
Can I make a suggestion? Because clearly, and I apologise that there isn't sufficient information within this report for members to make a decision on this particular subject. I assume that we have agreement that option C is going to fall out of this particular project. And as Councillor Cohen has already laid out, we need to go away as officers and bring back more information to this committee on what options there are for the ongoing running of these services. Clearly, I think it's in everybody's interest that we run efficient, effective and economic service across the borough, the best deliver street services for residents and businesses. So if you leave the instruction to officers for me to go ahead and deliver a report back to you that looks at the various options that we have on the table and brings you back something that we believe gives you those services in an ongoing manner. So that way it leaves it a little bit broader than maybe what is represented in this report, but it doesn't narrow it down to any particular options around in-house, Barnet Group and the rest of things. So you want me to deliver a report that says this is going to be the future of the services and this is the best way to deliver our services, with more depth and granularity around the financial makeup of those services, and certainly needs to deliver the future savings within the medium-term financial plan.
Fine. I potentially agree with comments by Jamie that that may be a way forward to achieve the broad sense of what all members have said this evening. So can we agree? We've got a recommendation, one over here, which we haven't actually discussed much on. Does anyone have any comments first before we go into the recommendation on that particular issue in terms of transfer of green spaces, governance to ground?
Surely if you're bringing a report back, it's no point, it seems very odd to take a decision on one aspect of it. If you bring a report back, does it not make more sense for all of this to come back?
It's, I suppose, what I'm saying is the assessment element of this, whatever happens, whether it's option A, B or C, or whatever the next option is, we're firmly in the belief that the Green Spaces Governance Business Development Unit doesn't fit with an operational delivery service. And you know, to adequately deliver the Parks and Open Spaces strategy, we would like to temporarily house that service within the commissioning group and then look at what happens in the future of that service as part of the development.
Why do
of
we
the
temporarily
actual
do it
plan of
under the whole
Parks and Open
thing?
Spaces strategy.
go back and do the job properly and then consult everyone as well. That's the sensible
Okay,
thing.
so we'll move to recommendation 1. All those in support of recommendation 1, please show. Okay, that is carried. Okay, it's agreed. Now recommendation 2. If we can agree in effect the wordings that Jamie has suggested, in that a report comes back to this committee, further discussion on not defining the current option A, B and C, but we are removing tonight option C from the table, but option A and option B remain on the table, but when it comes back it won't be in the same format as current option A and option B. Okay? And it will take into account the things that have been discussed tonight regarding in-house management, not in-house management, etc. It looks at the whole package together, but removes tonight the outsourcing option. Okay?
I mean, that sounds a way forward, but I appreciate if we could clarify the wording, because we often get caught out when we, what's actually minutes doesn't always match what's actually being agreed.
That's a terrible slur on office.
I fully blame Councillor Curry, not the officers.
Okay. Jamie, do you want to...
Okay, so can I suggest then there's two other recommendations. So the first recommendation would be not to take forward option C,
yes,
which is the outsourced option.
Is that
And recommendation 3.
And recommendation 3 is to report for further discussion to deliver an efficient, effective and economic service that best delivers street services for residents and businesses across the borough.
Can we agree those recommendations?
Does the meaning of that recommendation include the possibility of an in-house option?
I think, as I said, I think it's wider than what we've got as an A and B, but doesn't necessarily...
It doesn't define, it doesn't always all we are ruling out is the outsourcing tonight.
We can get back to this again next time, if not. If we don't think options are suitable,
if it doesn't deliver an efficient, effective and economic service, then clearly that's part of the discussion.
Is that agreed? Yes, everyone agree? Please show. Thank you, that's unanimous. Okay.
And then just recommendation 3 is tabled, then gets deleted. Yeah.
Right. That's agreed.
Well done.
Okay, well now we'll go back to this again.
I don't know if there's large elements of the public gallery who want to stay, but feel free to leave now.